to do, gon' tell me how you feel. Chillin' with the big dog, giving you the real deal. No lies or gimmicks, keep it authentic. It's time to turn up, yeah, it's time to get it.
Let's get it, let's roll. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Big Dog in the motherfucking house. Once again with another podcast. Let's get right to it. But we always got to start off with, let's thank the Lord that we are alive to live another day, because tomorrow's never promised, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. See, the other day, someone told me that I was dumb for giving advice. I'm happy that they said that. Another person said, I give too much advice. And I like that they told me that. And then the person said, I don't give anybody advice. And I'm glad. You see, I'm going to tell you what it sounds like advice is. This might shock you. This might surprise you. But think about it like this. If someone comes up to you, whether they take it or not, act like God is giving you a gift. And the gift is to give the proper advice. Because the person that is seeking advice is going to you for a purpose. Now, we know that the majority of the people are going to do the opposite of what you say. Now, you don't want to get into telling them the opposite so they do exactly what you tell them, because if they do and it's wrong, then you're gonna be faced with your own resentment inside, because you're gonna tell them, yeah, go ahead and buy that expensive car, and then they're gonna go ahead and buy that expensive car. They're actually gonna listen to you, and then they're gonna be fucked. Okay, so I was just giving you a small example. No, you tell them exactly what is supposed to be, black and white. That is up to them to make that decision. Now, what am I trying to instill in you? What am I trying to implement here? What I'm trying to implement to you is that if God gave you a gift, some people might listen, some might not. But what you're doing is you're giving the proper advice and telling them what they really shouldn't do. Now, this is the problem. They have to think to themselves, what would God do? That is what you are trying to give them when you tell them advice. You want them to think exactly, when you're telling them something right, what they shouldn't do, and it's not buy an expensive car and save your money and do this and do that. That person has to analyze with themselves and say, should I really be listening to this person? Because if I were to ask God, he'd tell me the same thing. They already know their answer. They just want to clarify that what you're telling them is correct. You see, 50 people could tell them the same thing and they go ahead and do the opposite. Now, what does that mean? Then that means that they really don't believe, one, in themselves, two, believe in the person, which is believing in God, because he's passing a message to me to give to you. So then you should just do exactly what the devil wants you to do, whatever it is that you want to do, because that's basically what you're doing. Because whenever you go to someone for advice, it's so that they tell you the proper thing that you shouldn't do, okay? Because you know you want to do that, whatever it is that you want to do, but you want someone else to tell you clearly, that's right. You know what I know is wrong, he's telling me that I shouldn't do that either. But if I go ahead and do this, then I'm just falling into the trap of the devil. So those are the choices that you need to make. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to give advice to people, whether they take it or not. But as long as I can get that 1%, that one person to do it, then I know that I did my job. Because you know how many times God gives someone advice and they don't take it? You know how many times God will always be there for you when you do wrong? None of us are perfect, and we always make mistakes. And you know what's the one thing he does? He forgives. And I hear a lot of people out there that when someone does something wrong, they don't forgive them. No, I don't forgive that person. How many times have you done something wrong and God forgives you? Think about that before you go ahead and not forgive that person. You can be different, but you should always forgive but never forget. God doesn't forget what a person does, but he always forgives somebody. So before you go ahead and say you believe in something, think about what you just said. Don't be a hypocrite. This is Big Dog kicking you the real deal. Bada boom, bada bang, chicka chung, chicka chang, and I'm out this motherfucker.